Hey, good evening. It's Kathy Beatty with Divorce Support Anonymous. Thank you for joining me this evening. It's Friday night, where I like to step into your life and give you a few tools, a few tips to help you as you go through divorce and after divorce. And tonight I'm going to be talking a little bit about after divorce. So many of us are in this process and we've been doing it for a while, and maybe your divorce is final and you are asking the question, now what? Or you are discovering that you are having new responsibilities and life keeps going, even though you're going through the trauma of divorce. So, what do you do with that? I know how overwhelming it can be, but preparation is going to guard you against overwhelm and being out of control. We feel that way going through divorce many times, right? We certainly do. So, how can we prepare for life after divorce when we know it's all on us now? Whether you are um, a woman or you are a man, there's so much more responsibility on you that you have not had in the past. And there are some ways in which you can prepare to do that. So I have been into what are we going into week 3 on my support group? And I'll be starting another one coming up. They're just so important, and I hope you will join us. We started this one July 11th. I have allowed other people to come in. And so, if this is something that you need right now and you are feeling that overwhelm of just struggling with divorce, connect with me and we'll figure out a way to get you into the group. Also, if you have not requested this workbook, Seeing Your Attorney for the First Time, a preparation guide for divorce and also mediation, it is a free download upon request. So just send me a note, text me, message me, and I will certainly get that over to you. So I want to make sure I'm getting a message. Hopefully, my sound is working good and we're all good. Uh, so so let's talk about it. Let's talk about preparing for life after divorce. When all this gets through and you are going to start and step into the transition of a new life. Now, I do have a course that I hold on it. It's called Building Your Future After Divorce, or Building Your Life After Divorce, Redesigning Your Life After Divorce. It's had several names. But what it is we go through this workbook for 8 weeks and we go through our life inventory. And we do prepare in using this workbook. And you can get this book. You don't have to go through my course. You can just request this book. It's available everywhere. Just look up my name, you'll find it. So, in wanting to prepare, we need to have some material to help guide us, but we also need to be ready mentally, right? We have to be able to look into our future. And I just want you to know that you can prepare and not have to react. That you don't have to react when things happen, and you cannot plan everything, right? I'm not saying that. But you can have a plan so that when things don't go right, you can say, you know what, this isn't exactly what I planned for, but I was somewhat prepared in areas close to what has happened. For example, I had to replace my water heater today. It was an old one in the home, it was original with the home, so it was time. It had been in the home 26 years, in fact, so got some good life out of it, but it had to be replaced. I didn't budget for that, quite frankly. I have an emergency fund, but I really wasn't planning on replacing a water heater. But that's how life goes, that things come up and we have to take care of them. So, how do we get ourselves ready for no, not silly, ridiculously expensive things that come up to us that are going to happen as we live on our own and we become a single person? First and foremost, get your finances in order. Know what you have, what's coming in, what's going out, what you have, and what your budget is. How important that is, because if you are not tracking it, You're not in control of it, and those surprises are going to cripple you in many ways. So, first and foremost, to prepare for your future, get your finances in order. Take a financial freedom class, a Dave Ramsey class, some class is going to help you get a handle on your finances. And it's going to show you what you need for your future and how to prepare for your future. So, first of all, finances are just so important because they're such a huge part of our life and control of our life. Secondly, simplify. Right now, it's complicated enough. You do not need any more complications. Simplify, simplify, simplify as much as you can. That means in your living expenses, that means in your home, that means in your expenditures, whatever it is. You've got to simplify right now. You can build it later, but right now, going through this, you really need to simplify as much as possible. And you may need help with that, and that's okay. We all need help sometimes. So find someone who's going to sit down with you. Maybe it's a life coach, maybe it's a financial person, maybe it is a counselor, someone to help guide you. We cannot do this on our own. We simply can't. And it's foolish for us, and really we're shooting ourselves in the foot if we think we can. Get someone to help you simplify your life. Okay, next, work on your healing. Work on your healing. That is time well spent. The people that go through my group are going to be so much further ahead than someone who does not get the support they need. If you are denying that you need the healing, or you are afraid to go to a therapist because you've never done this before, well, you've never been in divorce before either. Work on your healing. What does that mean for you? Does that mean a support group? Does that mean you talking more of what's going on with you? Does that mean a therapist? Does that mean a pastor? Work on your healing because you are hurting. You're hurting and it needs to be addressed. It cannot be ignored because it will bite you in other ways. I promise you, one thing for sure. If you don't work on it, you're going to find yourself in a financial situation or another relationship, another marriage, to where all of a sudden you're realizing, I should have never let this happen because I was not healed. Work on your healing. That is how you prepare for your future. Develop a security network. How important this is. Develop a security network. I'm going to explain to you what that means. Proverbs tells us that without counsel, plans fail, but with many advisors, they succeed. We need that support. We need people to have their input in our life. That doesn't mean we give them control or decision making, but we get their advice. We get their wisdom of people who have walked this path before. Get your advice. To develop your security network, you need people. You need people. Ask yourself this question: who am I going to call in the middle of the night for help? If the furnace breaks down, if the water starts gushing, and this is not just true for single women going into this. This is true for men as well. Some men have really kept to themselves and have not developed a network of people. So if a tragedy were to happen in the middle of the night, they don't know who they would call. So who would you call in the middle of the night for help? Who is that person? Who are those? Maybe it's a business. You need to have that list made out. Make that out. Who you call in the middle of the night. What will you do when your car breaks down? If your car breaks down or if it will not start in your garage, think these things through to help you prepare. So it may never break down or you may never have to make a call in the middle of the night. But what peace you will have and sleep better knowing that you have a plan. It's just so important. What household issues are you going to face? Water heater, furnace, roof, plumbing. What are those things that maybe you do not know anything about? Now is the time to get educated on them. Who are those resources? Ask your friends. Who do you use as a plumber? What's a good furnace company? It's really wise to be doing that, to get your information now. So when you need it, you'll think, okay, somebody told me who the good furnace company was. It was really honest. Who was that? You might have something to recall when you face such an emergency. So, my final point on how do you prepare for your future after divorce? What do you want? What do you want? That's a question Jesus asked the blind man, the lame man. What do you want? What do you want me to do? Don't be a reflex to your life. Have a plan, have a focus. That's what this book does. It helps you develop a new life declaration to where you have a focus of where you're going. How important it is that we ask the question, what do I want? An even more important question, what does God want for me in my future now? What is the plan that He has for me? He has a plan, but He's not going to force you into it. He's going to guide you through it if you involve Him in this time and trauma. I love this verse. It was really a new verse that I discovered not that long ago, but it's really reassuring to me. And let steadfastness have its full effect, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking in nothing. There's incredible value in us being steadfast, prepared, focused, knowing where we want to go. You are going to have more productive life if you answer these questions. You are going to be more prepared for your future. If you think through these things, no, it's not going to happen exactly how you want it, but life's going to happen and things are going to happen. What is your plan? How prepared are you? I want to leave you with this verse. I have said these things to you, that in me you may have peace. This is Jesus talking. In the world you will have tribulation. You better believe it. All the way from tragedies and more traumas and crises to water heaters breaking down, furnaces going out. You're going to have those tribulations, but take heart. I've overcome the world. Stay close to God. Use this time as a spiritual journey to find out who God is, who Christ is, who is the one who says He will give you peace, and draw near to Him to find it. This is Kathy Beatty with Divorce Support Anonymous, walking with you every step of the way through the trauma and after the trauma of divorce. Have a good night.